Hey everyone, it's Ollie from MashUp Games, and welcome back to the series where I go through the development of making my first big game in Unity. Cardallion is a medieval fantasy tower defense game where you build your dungeon defenses to fend off waves of heroes. Last video we had revealed the new name for the game, made some wave UI, changed the main menu, and added the slime minion. So now let's get into the new changes. For a while now, the game has been silently suffering from this. When I set it up, it was purely temporary, but for some reason it took me a long time to make it actually look nice. So for the starting of the round, you have this cardboard round UI come into frame, hold a bit, then leave. The UI already looks a whole lot nicer and less jarring to the eye, but it's also not suddenly appearing in the middle of the screen, and instead smoothly moving in and out of screen, which makes the whole starting of the round a lot smoother. Though the start of the round now looks a lot nicer, I don't really know what to do with the end of the round, so for now I'll just disable the current end round UI. The player should be able to tell when the round has finished, as the card deck and wave UI would show up, but it's not feeling very victorious. I want the player to feel like they have accomplished something with getting to the next round, like some kind of fanfare, so in the future there will be some form of an end round animation. Something I briefly talked about last video was how the wave display UI did look cool, but it also took up quite a bit of the screen. I also talked about the possibility of adding a tab to it so you can toggle showing it or not, and so now I've added it. If you want a less cluttered screen, then you can just click the tab and close it, and there you go. If you want to open it up again, you could just click it again. Pretty simple thing that doesn't really make much of a difference, but I thought I'd add it anyway. Plus there seems to be some things that would take some time to get done, and so I wanted to do something little like this. It seemed a lot of you weren't happy with the slime, and to be honest I wasn't very happy either. I mean, it looked great, don't get me wrong, but I agreed with people that were saying it didn't look very fitting to the game theme, and looked very similar to the Minecraft slime. So I needed to think of how to do it. The problem though is that I'm not the best at modelling, or rather I'm quite new to texturing. I had the idea of either making the slime a bin bag or a scrunched up ball, but I still really wanted to make the slime work in the cardboard box. And plus trying to texture all those bin bags and shiny things, it hurts my brain. So instead of having this look, instead I made the box look like it was coloured in green in a more loose fashion, as if someone has scribbled on top of it. Now it really looks like a cardboard box that's just been scribbled in green. I also made the eyes scribbled in too, and added 2 more flaps since that helps it more fit the box feel. I am so much happier with this new look for the slime, and though I was dreading having to backtrack and redo the design, I'm really happy that I did. So something I've just recently made a decision to add was a way of showing the stats of your minions. In the back end there is a lot of data that gets fed into each minion, such as its health, attack power and level, which you can't really tell anything from except for this green bar over its head. So I decided to change that, and came up with a couple of concepts on how to show this information. The first one is very simplistic and minimalistic and very easy to read, which is great. But it doesn't fit the theme of the game. It looks too modern and slick. So the second concept I made leans more into the cardboard aesthetic and is more of what I want the UI to be like. You have the name sticking out the most, with the level next to it, then a couple basic stats like attack and defense shown there. Now the defense stat here is actually a fake, as its attribute doesn't actually exist as of now, but it could be something I add in the future. After making the UI in the game, I noticed that there is a little problem. The text isn't very easy to read from a distance. In fact, it's not very easy to read even from close up. But I think that has a lot to do with the font I'm going with at the moment. So in future, 1 or 2 things will need to change. Either choose a different font that is bolder and easier to read, or reconcept the UI so that it's more readable. One thing that might help with this is that I don't want this stats UI to be visible all the time. What I have in mind is that the camera targeting system I set back in one of the earliest videos could be used as a way of showing the stats of a minion only when selected, which will make the whole UI display of the game tidier. Either that or having a minion's stats show up when the room they are in is selected, or have the stats pop up when the minion is hovered over. In light of this, I made a nice animation to the stats bar that will make the stats of a minion show when the mouse is over their health bar, Honestly, I think this method works great, though just because it works great now doesn't mean it will work great further down the line. And if you've noticed this button here, then you've noticed a part of what I've planned for the new minion leveling system. My idea is that in order to level up a minion, you have to pay for it using experience that's gained from each hero attacked or defeated in the overall dungeon, in some big cesspool of experience. However, I haven't implemented this, and for some reason the button can't be pressed, so I can't actually manually level up any of them yet, but I'll definitely have that fixed soon. Yes, this does mean that the minions will no longer level up by themselves, but honestly I think this is a better choice. And that's about it for this video. Some of you may have noticed that my uploading for Cardallion hasn't been the monthly schedule it used to be, and I think this is something that is not going to change anytime soon. Not only do I have a full-time job, but I also have some fun videos planned for the future, and though I do like working on Cardallion, I am also really excited to make these other videos too, so I'll be trying to find a good balance. But anyway, if you've liked this video then please like and subscribe. This is MashUp Games, signing out.